Welcome to Mexico, where we start the weekend with Friday practice. This session will give us a good indication of just who has the upper hand for qualifying tomorrow. This is the first race to be held here since way back in 1992, when a certain Nigel Mansell won the world title. The drivers will have definitely put in some test laps on the simulators before they complete a lap for real here in Mexico. But they'll still need to get a feel for the real circuit versus their fancy video game back at HQ.
Well, don't be so quick to knock the advantages the simulators can give you. Years ago, you had to learn everything at the track, but now you can get comfortable with the circuit and learn what to expect long before you even turn a wheel.
Well, it's all over the back pages that Ferrari are talking to Nico Hülkenberg's agents about their man replacing Kimi Räikkönen at the Scuderia next season. Can you see that happening?
He's always done a great job wherever he's gone, and we've been expecting him to get a drive at one of the top teams now for a few seasons. He certainly deserves his chance, and it would be interesting to see what he could do with a better car.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 2015 career mode with Sebastian Vettel. We're here for part number 17 today for the Mexican Grand Prix, a brand new circuit to the calendar. Looking very much forward to it. I've done a few laps already on time trial before last week, and it just felt like a pretty nice flowing circuit actually in Sector 2 if you can hook it up. So very much looking forward to it. Last time out in part 16 we had an absolute hectic Grand Prix start at USA, so if you have missed that one, go check it out. This is your chance. Pause the video now, go check it out. Part 16 uploaded yesterday at the USA Grand Prix, and I have to say, guys, thank you very much for the continued support on the episodes. It means just so much to me. I can't say thank you enough. I've said it many times over the course of this one series, but it's just so true. But yeah, we're here for part 17. Not long to go till the finale. We've got 3 episodes, including this one. So really, the finale will be soon upon us, and we'll soon find out if we or Lewis Hamilton will be, crowned the world champion for this season in this career mode. Obviously, a fight between me and him, and if you haven't seen USA, well, I'm going to spoil it for you now. Obviously, Hamilton had that very strange glitch, and we are very close to him in the championship now. Only 5 points. So that is a crucial 5-point difference that he'll be wanting to increase, and will be wanting to decrease. So in practice in Mexico, just your standard kind of learning the circuit a little bit more than usual, obviously, because it's a new circuit. So I did a few more laps than usual, and it took me 4 laps to really get up to speed and feeling comfortable. But let's get straight into the qualifying session, shall we, and see how this is going to line up on the grid.
Welcome to qualifying here in Mexico, where the cars will be going out on track very shortly and battling it out to secure pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix. The rain is falling here just in time for today's qualifying session. The drivers will certainly be looking to the sky and wondering if it's a good time to go out.
Well, they do have weather radar and people away from the track reporting the current conditions, but as things can change so quickly on circuit, one mistake can ruin your qualifying lap. So some teams might go out early and get a lap on the board. I think we're in for an exciting session.
So it's absolutely soaking here for Saturday at Mexico. We're going to have to be a little compromising on the setup because we need to have a bit more downforce, obviously, for these wet conditions. But inherently, Mexico is quite a high-speed circuit. You've got that really long pit straight, which you get about halfway and you're like, I think it's over now. And then it's like just another half to it. It's quite a long straight, especially because the last corner sort of blends into the straight, so it just makes it seem even longer. So we're going to have to compromise there. But enough waffling. We're getting to the end of our first flying lap here. What is this going to be? I don't really know what a competitive time is, so we set a lap time there. But as we cut onto our third flying lap, it seems like we're in P3, P4 actually at the moment. This Bottas sets the fastest, so P4 is not too bad for our first wet running here at Mexico. As we cut onto the end of our third flying lap, let's see what it's going to be through the final corner, blending into that pit straight, and we're going to come through. What is it going to be? P1! It is going to be pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic. That is what we want. Rosberg second, Räikkönen third. That is fantastic to see.
The crowd loved that qualifying performance by Sebastian Vettel. He made it look easy.
He's really been able to connect all the dots on that lap. It was just inch perfect. What a performance. And will definitely be the driver to beat on Sunday.
What a session that has been for us at Mexico to get pole position, and look how close that is to Nico Rosberg for second place, and our teammate Räikkönen does well to get in third, but look at that. Lewis Hamilton in 11th place. What on earth went on with Lewis? I do not know. It seems like he's choking at the end of this championship. He's got 5-point gap to me, leading the championship at the moment, but he is choking big time right now. Had that, obviously, that glitch at USA, but now he's scuffed it up in qualifying. He's going to have to do some work to make it back up in the race. Talking about that, let's get straight into it, and we're on pole position.
Welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which is the location for today's race. The cars are out on the grid, so let's join the action down on the track. On pole for today's race is Sebastian Vettel, who'll be feeling very confident ahead of the start. He put in a wonderful performance yesterday, and if he drives like that today, well, he could be unbeatable.
He was driving on another level yesterday, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he just pulls away from the field and is untouchable. But as we know, anything can happen in Formula 1, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Daniel Kvyat will hope that the DRS problems that he suffered earlier in the weekend are now behind him. Otherwise, it could be a very long Grand Prix for him today.
There was a scary point when it came open just before turn 6, and Daniel was lucky to catch the car, or he could have been a passenger heading towards the barriers. The team have said they've since resolved the issue, so hopefully he'll be fine today.
So here we are on the grids for the Mexican Grand Prix, and as you can see, we've got the same conditions we had in qualifying for the start of this race, which is absolutely fantastic. Brings a smile to my face because we did set up the car for that qualifying session, so it should mean the setup should work pretty damn well here on heavy fuel at the beginning of the race. So let's go to the Mexican Grand Prix. The first time we're racing here ever in this series. We got to 5 red lights and they're off immediately. And right now on my right hand side, Nico Rosberg looks like he's got a pretty good start. Raikkonen behind me also. And we got Bottas in the Williams. I go to the right to try and defend from Bottas there. Rosberg's already got us, but can we get him back into turn 1? Looks like we're gaining on him actually. Looks like he's got a bit more downforce there. We're going right round the outside of Rosberg. Locked up though on the tyre, so we're going to come back on the racing line. We've been tapped. We're across the grass. I think we got tapped by Sainz there, and Sainz has done an amazing job to battle for 2nd place in the Grand Prix. I can't believe I'm saying that, but we're down 6th place. What a horrible start there after being tapped by Sainz, but now we cut later on onto lap 2, same part of the circuit actually, so you might be a little confused, but it is lap 2 now. Sainz battling Perez for 3rd place. Ricciardo's gone very deep into that right hand, so we go right round the outside of him. Can we stick around? He's still on the inside there. Both Perez and Sainz battling behind him. Can I do the same as Sainz is doing? Go right around the outside. Yes, we can. And there's been contact. Oh, Raikkonen! Oh, Raikkonen's off. Raikkonen smashed into the wall. That looked like a hefty impact. And I think that might have been Ricciardo's fault. I'm not too sure if myself and Ricciardo maybe touched tyres, and that caused Ricciardo to spin to Raikkonen. We're going to have to look at a replay of that at the moment, but we're into, what was that, 4th or 5th place there in the end of it. But that's the start. We got a pretty decent start compared to other starts we've had in the season. We only lost Rosberg, and we were pretty close to him. We were on the right hand side of the circuit to defend from Bottas, and then we sort of moved to the inside, to the middle part of the circuit, went deep there, come back to the racing line, and there you just see that in the distance you can see Sainz just taps me. I go through the grass because I've got nowhere else to go. If I tried to make the corner, I would have just hit into someone else. So we're on board with Sainz. Let's actually have a look at this. So you can see there, I'm on the right hand side. I move to the centre, and then I go pretty damn deep here. There you go. Go pretty deep. My teammate goes pretty deep there. But Sainz comes through. Obviously, there you go. He just kind of steers into me as he's lost control of the back end. And obviously, through no fault of his own, he has to try and control it because he's got Bottas on his right, so he couldn't lose the rear there. But in doing so, he kind of steers left into me coming back onto the racing line. I've not left the track, so I had my kind of right to do so, I think. So just a bit of a racing incident there as I went across the grass. So we were down to 6th at that point. And on lap 2 here, we're trying to make a move on Ricciardo. Now, he goes pretty damn deep and slow into this corner. He really tightens up that corner for himself. So we go right around the outside, much like Sainz is trying to do on Perez there. Identical sort of move to Sainz. Go around the outside, get a bit of a squirrel, and I think Ricciardo, there you go. Heavy impact for Raikkonen. Let's look at it on board with Ricciardo, because I want to see this. I'm not too sure from that angle if we even made contact with Ricciardo. It looked like I lost the rear end for like a split second. But let's see, is there contact? No, there isn't. There isn't contact. And Ricciardo loses the rear end and just sort of drifts into Raikkonen. So we're going to have to look on board now with Raikkonen finally for a final outcome on this, and let's see what occurs. So Kimi's just watching this battle. We go right around the outside. No contact is made. And then, oh, geez, wow. Okay, Ricciardo just sort of loses the rear end and then completely just steamrolls into Raikkonen on the left-hand side. Raikkonen has nowhere to go. So unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have a very horrid time in this Grand Prix to make up positions. Hopefully he can. We've seen him in previous races that he has been able to make up the time Kimi has. He's had a poor qualifying session before in the season, and made up some brilliant places. So now on lap 3, we're down the inside of Sainz, a very cheeky little late move on Sainz there. He sticks it in the inside. He's still there, but we just make it round on the second last corner there, into the last corner now, that feeds onto pit straight. So obviously Toro Rosso is going to be slower than Ferrari, so I just thought, you know what, why don't we make a little dive down the inside? And I was not wrong, he couldn't make it stick. He did have a nice go, so fair play to him. He had a go at trying to defend against me, but no use. Now onto lap 5, we're trying to spoil Perez's party. Perez, obviously his home Grand Prix, he wants to do well. So far he was in the podium position, but we've sort of just ruined that. Maybe the crowd will hate me for doing so, because we've taken the podium away from him in a very swift move there on lap 5. Very easy. Obviously the forcing here again, slower than a Ferrari, pretty easy with DRS as well. And look at that, Hamilton right behind us now, so that is freaking annoying. The bastard has managed to catch up to us again. So Hamilton started 11th. I was hoping that he would get stuck behind down in 8th or something, and we could really get some good points and overtake him in the championship by the end of it. But the absolute jammy bastard has come up right behind us in P4. He's just kind of followed us through with Perez. So yeah, we've no love lost there with Hamilton. So we're on lap 7 now. We've set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, so we're going pretty well on intermediate conditions, and we are catching up to Bottas so far, so let's hope we can get that second place. Hamilton is right there with me, setting the same sort of pace, so I hate to say it, but I think he's going to do the exact same stupid thing he did to Perez. He's just going to follow me through as soon as I overtake Bottas, just using me to easily get through, which is rather annoying, but quite a good tactic, obviously, and we're just going to have to push on. So now on lap 10 now, through the second sector, we're catching Bottas at a rate of knots here. Looks like the Williams is struggling here in these intermediate conditions. Much like real life, the Williams we've seen, they're not being that great in wet conditions in 2015. So similar sort of things happening in the game right now. We're slipstreaming Valtteri. Can we go down the inside here into the third gear corner, chuck it in the right, and we just about squeeze him out there. I think he had to concede the position pretty easily there through to this stadium section, which is looking absolutely lovely on race day. Just look at that. You can just, you know, I can't imagine what it feels like to be in that grandstand. Just seeing the F1 cars, the sounds must be echoing off the stadium. Pretty nice to see. And a whole load of grandstands on the left and the left again on the pit straight. But yeah, we have to go up into rich mix here, because you can see the mirrors, and right now behind us Bottas is coming back at us, so the move is not completely done, because he has got some good straight line speed, obviously, with the low drag setup the Williams package just has by default, even before they start messing with the setups. And we go down the inside into turn 1, and we stay in second place, thankfully. Hamilton now, what did I tell you? Hamilton has got him for third place, and he's like a bugger, just can't just shake off. He's just right there again. So on to lap 11, making our pit stop now for another set of intermediate tyres. Right now the running is Rosberg, myself, and Hamilton. So a very hectic start to the Grand Prix, but it's sort of petered off into a very kind of usual kind of running order here. So into the pit stop phases. Let's hope our team can do a good pit stop. Pretty damn good, Ferrari. Thank you very much. And we've come out still ahead of Hamilton, so that's very good. We've had a few annoying instances in the last few races where Hamilton had managed to jump us in the pits, which has been rather annoying. But now we've cut all the way to lap 20, so it's been 8 laps since we made our pit stop, and so far nothing has really happened. We've just been catching Rosberg. You can see there just in the distance, there is Rosberg going through there in first place. I'm in second still, Hamilton's still in third. But you can see I set the prime tyres there on the left hand side on the OSD, because it's actually starting to dry. You can see the track just looks a lot drier than it was a few laps ago on lap 12, and the rain on screen doesn't look too much. And Jeff was telling me that rain was going to be 20 minutes, you know, it's going to stop in 20 minutes. That was at the beginning of the Grand Prix. So it's getting to that period now, lap 22, and I think it may be time. It looks pretty wet, but you know what, in this game, there's this weird sort of thing where the track just looks a lot wetter to you on board, but when you look at the replay cameras, it looks pretty damn dry. So we are into the pits. We are going to strap on the option tyres instead now. I thought halfway through, you know, we've only got, you know, 11 laps to go. Let's just put on the options and go for it. So we're into the pits now. We've just come out of our pit box for the option tyres. Rosberg is still in first, Hamilton in third. I believe all of them came on the same pit stop, so I wanted to try and maybe jump one of them and maybe kind of do an early pit stop onto the dry tyres, but I just couldn't risk it. I didn't feel like risking it, so we just came on the same stop, same lap, it seems like, as the Mercedes. But now on to lap 26, 4 laps later I should say, we're right behind Rosberg, really close up on him with some DRS as well. We should have DRS in this section, yes we do. Slipstream Rosberg now on lap 26, this is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Can we get him? He's on prime tyre, so he should have a bit less grip, but it's still pretty slippery around here in Mexico. We go down the inside, Rosberg sticks around the outside. He's done the exact same move I did to Ricciardo. I just took a tighter line. I had to, because that was my racing line there. He was still side by side with me. Unfortunately, he does the exact same thing I did to Ricciardo and that Sainz did to Perez earlier on in the Grand Prix. So we're sticking behind Rosberg now through the middle sector. As you can see, some really nice grip in 5th gear there through this section. When you hook it up like this, it feels absolutely immense. I really do recommend, if you haven't driven this track before, do have a go on time trial. It feels absolutely immense in the 2nd sector when you do hook it up. But we're down the inside there for 1st place in 3rd gear to the stadium section. So that was a really late, unexpected move actually. We just got some really nice exit off those S sections and we've got a nice slipstream. But now, so remember, Bottas catches back up to us, and I'm guessing the Mercedes will as well. So we're looking here at the mirrors. Hamilton's at the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, but there is Rosberg. He shoots past us. Look at that Mercedes power unit flexing its muscles there with DRS. We tried to maybe get some sort of slipstream behind Rosberg, but it's just not going to work. We tuck in behind for 2nd place, and Rosberg has got 1st place back. On lap 28 though, we come back at him on the main straight into turn 1 in 3rd gear, chucking into the apex, hit it quite nicely. Hamilton right behind us. We gain on Rosberg once more through these corners. He gets a bit of a tank slapper there on the exit, on the apex, on the curb, on the left-hand side with DRS. Can we get another move on Rosberg done here? Down the inside, maybe this time? No, I have a little look, but lock up, go right behind his gearbox, right up his chuff. But it looks like we're just not going to make it. Just unfortunate that Rosberg really placed his car well that lap, and I think we are running out of time because these option tyres are also going off. Jeff is actually recommending I go for another pit stop. I'm having none of it. But unfortunately, guys, on lap 34, you can see the last lap of the Grand Prix. Rosberg at the moment, so far out ahead. My tyres dropped off like an absolute cliff. I mean, in terms of lap time, it wasn't too bad, but the car just felt so bad through some of the corners, and we were losing consistent time to Rosberg. Hamilton, strangely enough, pit again. He was on options like me, but much like Jeff was recommending I pit stop again, apparently, and I just ignored him, but Hamilton did not ignore his engineer. He pit stop again for option tyres, and he's been catching us 3 seconds a lap. Yep, you heard me correctly, 3 seconds a lap. He pit like only 3 laps ago, and he's closed down a 15-second gap to a few seconds now. I believe it's going to be like 2 seconds by the end of this lap, so he's absolutely just gone for it, but hopefully we'll just be able to hold it into 2nd place. Hopefully the same thing that didn't happen to us in Japan does not happen again here. That would be, I would actually punch a hole in my desk if that happened. So let's see, through in a lap, coming through the S section, we've got a Toro Rosso there, who's a blue flag lapped car, so I don't know why he's coming up trying to overtake me there in the previous part of the lap. But the checkered flag has fallen. Nico Rosberg takes the Grand Prix win. He's driven pretty damn well today, and I can't fault him for that. We had a pretty terrible start. We made up positions, and we've done pretty well to get 2nd place here. We come through the final corner. The Toro Rosso slips through me. Hamilton is right there. Thankfully, the finish line is right there, and we come home in 2nd place.
What a win for Nico Rosberg today. A really strong drive from the German, and he's brought his Mercedes home in 1st place. He looked very happy with his day's work as he celebrated up there on the podium.
Indeed, they'll be ecstatic with that result, and they should be. It was a fantastic drive.
It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So what a fantastic first outing at the Mexican Grand Prix it was for us on this game. Nico Rosberg wins, myself in 2nd, and we've got a good 3 points to Hamilton. That means the championship will only be 2 points gap between me and Hamilton, so that's fantastic. Kimi Räikkönen has done pretty damn well, I must say. That's probably driver of the day after he had a crash. He's done really well to get points there, because I believe he literally went down to last, so he's done really well there to get 8th, but yeah, crucial race for us in the championship, at least, to finish ahead of Hamilton. I would have liked, as I said earlier in the episode, for him to have maybe finished lower so we could actually overtake him in the championship. But I guess for you guys, it's more entertaining for that. But I would have really liked to have him to finish lower. But he was just, you know, his tactics were right on point, just following me through when I overtook Perez and Bottas. So I can't really fault him. But 2 points behind 2 more races to go. That is going to be a tense finish to the season. If you did enjoy that episode, guys, smash that like button. It'd be absolutely awesome if we could try and get over 2,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Brazil will be tomorrow, guys. That's going to be another fan favourite, I think. That's going to be a good race. So, again, give it a like if you did enjoy it. Comment below what you thought. New around here, then do subscribe for daily Formula 1 content. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.